As you may know, my father served in the Assembly, and from 2004 to 2006, he served as chair of the Assembly Housing Committee. This was a period when housing prices were rising rapidly, especially in the Bay Area, and now we find ourselves in a very similar situation. At that time, in that time frame, the state was building about 120,000 new housing units per year. Current estimates suggest the state is only building about 80,000 units per year at this point. As of today, the state is short approximately 1.5 million units of housing for low and very low income households. Since that time my father left office, for various reasons, nearly every state program to incentivize the construction of below market rate housing has gone away. Prop 1C, the $2.85 billion housing bond, has long since been spent. Redevelopment agencies, of course, have been dissolved. A state court of appeals has ruled against inclusionary housing for rental units. Given the current level of the housing crisis in many parts of the state, we cannot wait any longer. The time to act is now. Not a day goes by that I don't hear about the housing affordability crisis in my part of the state, and I know it's affecting other areas as well. AB 2502 simply restores local government's authority to enact inclusionary housing policies. Inclusionary housing ordinances require that developers allocate a certain percentage of housing units in a new development to be affordable to low and moderate income households. Inclusionary housing programs have been a key tool for local jurisdictions to produce affordable housing units for working households, seniors, and special needs populations. In 2009, a state appellate court ruling in the Palmer versus City of Los Angeles case indicated that the state's Costa-Hawkins Rental Housing Act prohibits local governments from applying inclusionary zoning to newly developed rental housing. Prior to that ruling, the state had no role in local inclusionary policies. Local governments had long enjoyed autonomy to adopt and implement such policies. Approximately 170 cities and counties had some form of inclusionary zoning in place to address the shortage of affordable housing across the state. These ordinances vary in the inclusionary housing unit requirements, the depth of affordability, and alternative methods of compliance for developers. AB 2502 does not impose any new requirements. It simply confirms that local governments may use inclusionary zoning if local conditions dictate. Inclusionary zoning may not be the right policy for every community in the state, but local governments should have that right to decide for themselves. I want to note that I've met with CBIA and other opponents and believe we had a constructive conversation on their concerns. I told them I am committed to working with them to make sure that nothing in AB 2502 adds any additional requirements to what existed prior to the Palmer decision. It is important that locals and developers retain full flexibility so that the policies meet local concerns while maximizing the amount of affordable units that are built.